Hi everyone, welcome to Bowers Kitchen Journal. My name is B, and on today's Kitchen Journal, we'll be making chin chin. Chin chin is basically a fried cookies. So right now I have my bowl and I'm adding in some flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, nutmeg or cinnamon, and I added in some powdered milk. I'll mix everything together. So basically just put all your dry ingredients in a bowl and thoroughly combine it. Now I'm going to add in some butter. So butter or margarine, whichever you have. I'm actually using margarine, but whichever works perfectly. See? Okay, so you combine everything until it turns into a crumble. Okay, it's almost ready. All right, now I'm going to add in eggs. I'll be using 2 eggs. So I'm breaking the first one into a bowl. That way I'm not breaking in a bad egg. And then I'll mix it up. And you see the mixture is becoming a little bit wet as we add more. So I'm adding in the other egg again. Now still breaking it into a bowl and not breaking it straight into the mixture, to avoid breaking in a bad egg and spoiling everything. Okay, so we'll just put it in and mix it up. Now I'm adding in the evaporated milk into the condensed milk and I'm mixing it. I'm using my hand because my hand is already in the flour. There's no point using a spoon to mix it. It's just dirty more dishes and I hate dishes. Okay, so we'll mix everything and then we'll add the rest of the evaporated milk. And we want it to turn into a wet dough. You see, it's still a little bit crumbling, but that's okay because we're going to knead it to so that it comes into a nice dough. Okay, now I'm transferring it into my work table. And I'm just going to gently knead everything together. So it still look a little bit crumbling, but that's all right. As you continue to knead it, it's going to stick more together. This is a lot of dough, so I am going to divide it in two. That way it's easy for me to manage. And I'll keep mixing it and kneading it together. Basically, all I have in there right now is flour, sugar, eggs, margarine or butter, powdered milk, baking powder, salt, nutmeg or cinnamon, evaporated milk, and condensed milk. Okay. And this other one is done. You want it to be as nice looking like that. Now we're going to roll it out. So put it in a bowl in your board and sprinkle in some flour and just gently roll it out. What I'm doing is I'm cutting out the edges so that I have a more straight line kind of surface to work with. It's easy to cut. And I'm rolling it as thin as possible, not too thin, because it's going to still rise a little bit when you start frying it. So I'm cutting the dough into long stripes. Excuse me. Okay, and then I'm cutting that up again. So cut it into long stripes and then cut it across to make this small looking cube like thing. And I'm just going to dust in some flour so that it's easy for me to transfer into the bowl. The bowl, I just put in some flour there, that way it doesn't stick. Okay, as you're transferring, you're adding some more, just a pinch of flour, you're adding some more, and mixing it up so all the chin doesn't stick together and undo all the hard work you just did. Okay, once it's all in, put in some flour, toss everything up. You'd continue for the rest of the dough that you have until you've rolled and cut all the dough. Now I have my oil in a big frying pan, and once the oil is hot, I'm going to add in some chin, which is a cut dough. So I don't want to just leave it there and let it fry. I would keep tossing it up and putting it back in. That way they are all separated and it doesn't get burned. They are evenly cooked all round. Some people, what they do is they can just put it in the frying pan and just let it fry, or just put it in the frying pan, stir it once and let it be. But I prefer this method. You pour it in and you keep tossing it up and putting it back in. That way it's frying all around. It's not getting burnt. One part is not getting more dark than the other part. So you do that. You don't want the oil to be too hot, otherwise it's going to just burn the chin without cooking it inside. So this is the brown I want, nice golden looking brown. Once you get it, once it's there, it might be a little bit still soft when it's hot. Just transfer it into a paper towel so that it absorbs all the grease. Frying in the second set. So same method, put it in, then you start tossing and putting it back until you get the nice golden brown that you want. That hand you see there, that's my sister still in the chin. Okay. So you keep tossing until it's nice and ready. Again, once it's out of the heat, out of the hot oil, it will be a little bit soft. Let it cool down. This is not a very hard crunchy chin. This chin still gives, it's still very, very soft. It's actually the best chin I've ever made. It's not hard, it's not too soft. It's just perfect the way I like it. Okay, so just keep frying. Okay, we're almost to the darkness that I wanted in, or how dark brown I want it. So once it's there, I transfer it into a paper towel so that it absorbs all the grease. And yeah, this is how it looks when it's all done and it's all ready to go. Yeah, so basically that's all we have today on Bao's Kitchen Journal. All the ingredients used will be listed in the description below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time on BKG. And try this recipe, it's really good. Thank you and see you next time. Bye now.